Welcome back to Wellness Nest Daily, where we bring you real solutions for living your healthiest life after 60. Let me ask you this. Have you ever thought that something as small as a handful of nuts could be the reason you feel tired, inflamed, or even gain weight unexpectedly? Take Harold from Arizona, for example. At 73, he was snacking on trail mix daily, thinking it was a healthy habit. But after cutting out just one type of nut and replacing it with a better option, his joint pain eased, his energy came back, and his doctor even praised his improved heart numbers. The truth is, not all nuts are created equal. Some can fuel your strength and memory, while others may quietly sabotage your health. In today's video, we're diving into which nuts you should absolutely embrace, and which ones you might want to toss from your pantry if you're over 60 and care about your long-term well-being. Let's get started. Top 4 nuts to embrace. 1. Almonds, the bone strengtheners. Let me tell you about my neighbor Carol, a 74-year-old retired school librarian from Ohio. A couple of years ago, her doctor told her she was starting to lose bone density. She didn't want to jump straight to medications, so she looked for natural ways to help her bones stay strong. That's when she discovered almonds. Now, every afternoon, Carol enjoys a small bowl, about 15 to 20 unsalted almonds, right alongside her tea. She jokes that it's her crunchy calcium break. And honestly, she might be onto something. Almonds are packed with nutrients that your bones love, especially calcium and magnesium. Just a quarter cup gives you around 97 milligrams of calcium, and the magnesium helps your body use it properly. Plus, almonds are rich in vitamin E, which is like a little shield protecting your cells from damage over time. Carol says she feels stronger and steadier on her feet these days. No more skipping walks because her hips ache. For anyone worried about their bones getting weaker with age, adding a daily handful of almonds is an easy, tasty way to help keep them strong. 2. Walnuts, the brain boosters. It's funny how walnuts look like little brains. Turns out that's not just a coincidence. These small, crunchy nuts are actually one of the best snacks for keeping your mind sharp as you age. They're packed with good fats that help your brain work better and stay healthier for longer. And you don't need to eat a ton. Just 7 to 9 walnut halves a day can make a difference. Let me tell you about Harold, a 77-year-old retired mechanic from Ohio. A few years ago, he started forgetting little things, where he left his car keys, whether he'd already fed the dog. Nothing major, but enough to frustrate him. At his daughter's suggestion, he added a small handful of walnuts to his morning oatmeal and swapped chips for walnuts when snacking. Fast forward 6 months, and Harold says he feels sharper and more focused during the day. He still forgets the occasional thing, don't we all? But he's noticed real improvement. Walnuts aren't magic, but they're a simple, tasty step toward keeping your brain in shape. So next time you're reaching for a snack, go for something that feeds your mind too. 3. Pistachios, the heart helpers. At 74, Frank from Tulsa, Oklahoma, thought snacking was just a guilty pleasure, until his doctor gave him a better option. After struggling with high blood pressure and declining eyesight, Frank decided to swap his usual bag of chips for a handful of pistachios each afternoon. Within a few months, he noticed real changes. His numbers improved, and he wasn't squinting at the crossword puzzle anymore. Pistachios might be small, but they pack a punch when it comes to senior health. They've got a great balance of potassium and sodium, which helps keep your blood pressure in check. Plus, they're full of nutrients like lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 natural compounds that support healthy vision and protect aging eyes. The best part? They're soft enough to chew, even if your teeth aren't what they used to be. Frank keeps a jar of unsalted pistachios by his recliner, About 49 a day does the trick. It's a simple change, but one that's helped him feel more in control of his health. So if you're looking for a snack that's tasty, easy on the teeth, and great for your heart and eyes, pistachios are the way to go. 4. Brazil nuts, the thyroid supporters. At 73, Carol from Nashville had been feeling unusually tired and down for months. She chalked it up to age until her daughter suggested she see her doctor. Turns out her thyroid levels were a bit off. Instead of jumping straight to medication, Carol decided to make a few changes to her diet, starting with a surprising little nut: Brazil nuts. These big, creamy nuts are one of the best natural sources of selenium, a mineral your thyroid depends on to work properly. The thyroid is like your body's thermostat. It helps control how energetic or sluggish you feel. Carol began eating just one Brazil nut each morning with her breakfast. That's all it takes. Just one or two a day gives you enough selenium without overdoing it. A few weeks later, she noticed a real difference. Her energy came back, and so did her usual cheerful mood. "It's wild how something so small could help me feel like myself again," she said with a smile. So if you're feeling a little off, don't underestimate the power of simple food swaps. Brazil nuts might just be the boost your body's been missing. Now that we've covered the top 4 nuts to embrace for better health, let's shift gears, because not all nuts are created equal. At Wellness Nest Daily, we believe it's just as important to know which ones to limit or avoid, especially as we age. 1. Peanuts, the inflammatory agents. Peanuts are one of America's favorite snacks. You'll find them at ball games, in lunch boxes, and on just about every pantry shelf. But for older adults, especially those dealing with joint pain or heart issues, peanuts might not be the best choice. Here's why. Peanuts aren't actually nuts, they're legumes. And that means they're more likely to carry something called aflatoxins, a natural toxin that can affect the liver over time. Also, peanuts are packed with omega-6 fats. While those aren't bad on their own, too much omega-6 without enough omega-3, the kind found in fish or walnuts, can stir up inflammation in the body. That's not great news if you're already dealing with arthritis or heart problems. Take Harold, a 74-year-old retired truck driver from Missouri. He loved his daily peanut butter sandwiches. But after switching to almond butter and adding a handful of walnuts to his afternoon snack instead, he noticed his joints didn't ache as much. "Didn't think it'd make a difference," he told me, "but my hands feel better now when I'm working in the garden." If you're over 60 and noticing more stiffness or fatigue, try swapping peanuts for anti-inflammatory options like walnuts, almonds, or even a bit of salmon now and then. Small changes, big results. 2. Cashews, the hidden sugars. Most people think all nuts are good for you, right? But not all nuts are created equal, especially when it comes to cashews. While they're creamy and delicious, cashews actually have more natural sugars and carbs than most other nuts. That means they can cause your blood sugar to spike more quickly, which isn't great news for seniors managing diabetes or even prediabetes. Let me tell you about Walter, a 71-year-old retired firefighter from Nebraska. He loves snacking on handfuls of cashews while watching TV every night. But over time, his blood sugar levels started creeping up, and his doctor warned him that his snacking habits might be part of the problem. On top of that, he started having some kidney discomfort, and it turned out he was at risk for kidney stones. Now, Walter still enjoys nuts, but he switched to almonds and walnuts instead. Lower in carbs, better for his kidneys, and still satisfying. The key here isn't to fear cashews entirely, but to be smart with portions. Or better yet, choose other heart-healthy nuts that give you the crunch without the hidden sugar hit. 3. Macadamia nuts, the calorie bombs. Macadamia nuts are one of those snacks that are hard to resist. With their rich, buttery flavor, they can quickly become a favorite treat. But there's something important to keep in mind. These little nuts are calorie dense, meaning they pack a lot of calories in just a small handful. While macadamias do contain healthy fats, mainly monounsaturated fats, they can still contribute to weight gain if you eat too many. I remember talking to Tom, a 72-year-old man from Florida who loves snacking on macadamia nuts. He's always been active, but after he started munching on these nuts a little too often, he noticed his weight creeping up. "I thought I was doing something healthy," he said, laughing, "but after a few months I realized I needed to cut back." So while macadamia nuts can be a great addition to your diet in moderation, it's important to keep portion sizes in check. If you're watching your weight, try limiting them to a small handful a day. They're a delicious treat, but like anything, they're best enjoyed in moderation. 4. Pine nuts, the taste disturbers. While pine nuts may seem like a healthy snack, they come with some unexpected challenges that seniors should be aware of. A lesser-known condition called pine mouth can occur after eating pine nuts, leaving a persistent, unpleasant metallic taste that can last for days. This condition is rare, but enough to make you think twice before snacking on them. Moreover, pine nuts are high in polyunsaturated fats, which are prone to oxidation. If they're not stored properly, these fats can go rancid, turning your healthy snack into something harmful. Just like when you leave an open bottle of olive oil too long and it gets stale, pine nuts can lose their freshness and even cause digestive issues if not kept in a cool, dry place. I remember talking to 74-year-old Henry, a retired engineer from Florida, who shared his experience with pine nuts. After enjoying a small handful one afternoon, he was bothered by a weird taste in his mouth for days. He learned that, while they're a great source of nutrients, pine nuts just weren't worth the hassle for him. Now he sticks to other nuts like almonds and walnuts, which are easier to enjoy without any strange side effects. If you love pine nuts, just make sure to store them right and enjoy them in moderation. Personal insights and experiences. Throughout my medical career, I've encountered numerous patients who have experienced significant health transformations by adjusting their nut consumption. For instance, a 68-year-old patient incorporated a handful of almonds and walnuts into her daily routine and observed improvements in her bone density and cognitive clarity over a year. Conversely, another patient reduced his peanut intake after learning about the inflammatory risks and reported decreased joint pain and better cardiovascular markers. Making informed choices about the types of nuts you consume can have a big impact on your health as you age. By opting for nutrient-packed options like almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, while being mindful of those that could pose risks, you can give your body the support it needs. The key is balance. Moderation is everything. And of course, always consult with your doctor before making any big dietary changes. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Wellness Nest Daily. Stay up to date with all our tips and insights on healthy aging. Don't miss out. Check out the other videos in our playlist for more practical advice on living your best, healthiest life after 60.